Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the open Great Lake and let's try a different team here. So we're going to be featuring the Whiscash paired with the Shadow Tentacruel and the Giratina. So we're going to have the Whiscash stay in here versus this Charger Bug. It does reveal that it has Crunch, no debuff, so we at least are able to throw a full powered Scold. This Scold here doesn't get the debuff on the Mandibuzz either, so it's an even trade. We're going to switch into our Tentacruel right here, as the Giratina would be going against a terrible Mandibuzz matchup. We do have to take a foul play, so the foul play does take us into the red. We're going to throw our own Skull here to get the big damage or potential shield. Our opponent does survive it, and they're going to be able to reach another move. So at this point here, we're going to try to farm down with something. Neither option is good, but maybe we can use our Whiscash here to get a huge farm down with these mud shots. We have to take another foul play, unfortunately, so that is... Oh, wow, we cannot get the farm down, and we do have to end up investing a shield just to keep all this energy. We do see that they have the Vigoroth in the back, so Vigoroth here is going to be problematic. We do get the debuff, which is going to help the situation because, as you may know, Ghost does resist... Normal does resist Ghost attacks, so after the debuff, we're going to switch into our Giratina. Giratina here is going to have to tank a debuffed Rock Slide, which is not going to do that much damage, but eventually they will add up. Body Slam gets used by this Vigoroth because they're switch locked right now, so they're going to have to throw a bunch of moves just to flip the switch clock a little bit. We throw the Shadow Ball as all of our moves are resisted. However, the Shadow Ball is going to be able to take out this Vigoroth, thankfully. We know that this Charger Bug has potential Crunch, but we do catch a move on timing. Let's see what they end up throwing. Okay, they end up throwing the Crunch, so they used up a bunch of their energy, so we know that they're relatively energy dry. We're going to go for this Ominous Wind bait. We do get the bait, which is great, and now we just have to make sure we don't have our energy caught. We are going to be able to shield this X-Scissor. We throw this Shadow Ball on ideal timing. We know that this will take out the Charger Bug, and now we just have to farm down with the Giratina. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game off of some really, really bad matchups for that Giratina, especially since there was a Vigoroth and a Mandibuzz floating around. So that was a good comeback right there. Next, we have the Shadow Quagsire versus our Whiscash. This is going to be kind of neutral. Let's see what moveset they're running. They are running the Aqua Tail, so it's going to be a little bit more spammier. We know that we can throw our own Scold here. This is going to get the shield from our opponent, so at least we get a shield out of this situation right now. We know that we don't want our Tentacruel onto this Quagsire, so we are going to stay in for now. We're going to throw this Scold. This Scold here gets some good neutral damage. However, it doesn't quite get it into the red, so we still need at least one more, and it's not really in farm down range, so we decide to switch out, try to catch an Aqua Tail onto our Tentacruel. So we do catch some inefficient energy, but they switch out into their Charger Bug. Charger Bug here is going to be able to do a lot of fast move pressure. They do decide to throw the Discharge to take out our Tentacruel outright, and then we have no choice but to come back in with our Giratina. The Giratina here is going to be able to resist most of the traditional moves. Let's see if they're running. Yep, they are running the X-Scissor and Discharge probably. Luckily, we do resist both moves, so we're looking for some energy head start. We have to try to beat this Altaria. Oh, what a catch by them. They are able to catch our Shadow Ball, and unfortunately for us, that is going to be the end of our game right there, because we're not going to be able to have enough health or energy to throw back at that Altaria. So GG's to our opponent. That Altaria ended up coming in clutch for them, and looks like, okay, we got a little bit of lag, or maybe a little bit of I don't know, some stutter going on. So GG's to our opponent, unable to beat that Altaria backline. Even if we didn't have our move caught, it still would have been difficult, because the Dragon Breath from that Altaria would have been really, really still powerful. All right, we got the Whiscash versus this Shadow Dragonair. We have a slight advantage in that we are able to get to the Mud Bomb first, but they were able to tank that move. We're going to be down a shield heading into this matchup here. We're going to shield this first one here. Ends up being the Future Sight, so we do shield a big move. It wasn't the Moon Blast, so It wasn't technically super effective, but the future sight still would have done a good amount of damage. You can see right here, we are going to go for these ominous winds, trying to proc a buff. Oh, we do get the boost. So now the Giratina boosted is going to have to face what's in the back. Okay, Carbink in the back is still... Okay, they actually try to catch a move, but we were going to be throwing this ominous wind, and we do take out this Dragonair, so that's really good for us. But because we were boosted, we might even get some shields here. You can see that these ominous winds are still doing a good chunk of damage towards this Carbink. So much so that they still have to shield ominous wind anyways. So we know that we can come back in with the Whiscash. We have some energy on the Whiscash. We throw it immediately to get this last shield, forcing our opponent to throw Moonblasters to use up a lot of energy. We survive it, thankfully. We do get debuffs, so we're going to switch out immediately. Looks like they had another move ready, so this Rock Slide here does get fired off, but because we are pretty healthy on our Tentacruel, we are going to be able to beat that and outpace them to the next move. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the boost from the Giratina. Probably saved us the game, not going to lie, especially since we were down a couple of shields, right? All right, next we have the Shadow Swampert versus our Whiscash here. Whiscash is going to stay in for now. We are going to stay in and throw this Scold. This Scold here will do some good neutral damage. Huge Scold goes through, gets it into the red. We know that they're going to be able to get to another move here, so we're going to allow this one to go through, and then we're going to come back in with our Giratina. We do get the farm down, which is great energy advantage. We do see the Talonflame in the back. Talonflame here is going to struggle to beat this Giratina because we're resisting their fast moves, and we potentially could one-hit KO them from this range, I believe. They go for the Flame Charge. We had to shield that anyways to maintain the health on this Giratina. Go for another Ominous Wind. They do decide to shield that as well, and this is an easy double shield for us. We know that whatever move they throw, we can survive it, and then we're going to be able to throw our next move on ideal timing. We're going to throw this Shadow Ball here to take out the Talonflame, and then now we get met with the Venusaur. Venusaur here is going to struggle to beat this Giratina. We force them to use some energy here. Shadow Ball takes it into the red. We don't survive the Frenzy Plant, but we have the Shadow Tentacruel to take it down. So GG to our opponent, able to beat that backline with the Giratina with some energy advantage and getting the Venusaur low enough that our Tentacruel can just clean up. All right, next game, let's see what we found. We got the Mantine versus the Whiscash. Not a great matchup for us overall. We don't really have a good answer for this. So we're just going to throw the Scold here, try to proc a debuff. No debuff there, but we do get them to use some energy. They are going to throw the Aero Ace right there. We're going to switch into our Tentacruel. They reveal that they have the Magnezone in the back. So Magnezone here is going to be able to get to at least one move. However, we end up forcing them to use up a shield, so that's pretty good for us. Mirror Shot does get released, and it is enough to take us out, so that's pretty good for them. We're trying to farm down with our Giratina. We shield once right here. Ends up being another Mirror Shot. They try to debuff us, but we are able to farm down, so that's a good trade for us. We got the Giratina here with some good energy. We know that they have that Mantine still, so a lot of energy. We're going to throw our move. Let's see if they end up shielding. They let it go, so this is a potential farm down. No farm down. We're going to throw up a shield here. They have potential Ice Beam energy, and that's a great shield by us. So now they have the Annihilate in the back. Annihilate here is going to have to end up shielding, and at this point we're going to try to force them to use some energy. So we're going to switch into our Whiscash here. We throw the Mud Bomb to chip at the health, and no shot that they're going to be able to get to two moves after a Shadow Ball, right? So we are going to be able to farm down, and that is GG. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.